rolling? What up, though? This the man Tony T back with another Tony T Reports. So check this out, right? I feel like I can stop the violence in Chicago, right? The crime in Chicago. Like I can stop crime in Chicago, and it's not that hard, right? But just hear me out, right? Because I know you out there looking crazy like, what? What? This ain't hard. Millions of people putting millions of dollars towards this and that and the third. Look, I'm going to break it down for you, right? I'm going to see if I can do this. Like, okay, check this out. Just bear with me, right? I feel like, first off, I need everyone to realize and understand that there will be crime, okay? Because I think people totally get this misconstrued in their head. They be like, man, why is it crime and this is crime and I gotta look out, I gotta worry about. I saw a white woman on the news, right? And she was like, I'm moving, I'm leaving. I can't believe that the violence is going on. It's like when you leave out of the house, you have to be worried now if somebody's going to do something to you. And I'm sitting there laughing like, who leave out the house and not worry about if somebody going to do, like, that's life. That's called leaving the house, nigga. Like you really thought in your mind this whole time that everything was cool in the world? Like you did never look over your shoulder to see what was there? You ain't none of that. That's not how you lived your life, right? Okay, so we need to understand if you get so many people in one area, there's going to be a certain amount of crime. Period. That's just mathematics. That's math, right? So, Chicago specifically, we really 90% of our crime, 80 to 90% of our crime comes out of like 3 neighborhoods. 4 neighborhoods, something like that, right? Am I right? Like 3, 4 neighborhoods. Okay. Now I talked to some of my police buddies about this too, right? If you got a block and it's hot, the block is hot, right? They making money, they serving on the block, niggas getting shot, everything, all type of debauchery happening on the block, right? If you sit a police car, a squad car, with police in it on the block, if you got to sit 2 on the block, that's the block shut down for that day, right? Like I think this is anybody who's been on the block, right? Like it's shut down that day. Whatever's happening on that block usually is not happening that day, okay? So which means either 2 things. Either they're not going to do anything that day or they're going to have to move over somewhere else to do whatever it is that they doing. So sit the police car there. If they go a block over, sit the police right there, right? Like saturate the area and sit there until old ladies can walk down the street unscathed and not worried about doing anything, right? We have enough police to do that. But see, the issue is the reason why that wouldn't happen is because you would have stopped crime for the day, right? As many days you sit there, that's how long you gonna stop crime. You stop crime for the day, but you didn't make no revenue though, right? You didn't write no tickets because nobody's speeding or doing dumb shit and the police is sitting, you know what I'm saying, right there on the block. You know what I'm saying? And if they do, then them niggas are probably the ones that need to be in there. You know what I mean? Like I don't wish jail on nobody. I don't wish, man, to be sitting there and to hear that door close, like boom, and it be cold and shit. No, I don't wish jail on nobody. But I think as a responsible human being, we all know that there are some niggas who should never be free. Like who should never get out of jail. Like for real. Like it's some niggas be like, yeah, I don't want him locked up, but I don't want him out here. Like what do you? Hell no, out here he was a beast out here. Hell no, I don't want him out here. Okay, so you stop crime for the day, but you didn't generate no revenue. So that's why it won't happen, because you ain't write nobody no tickets. You didn't take nobody to jail. Nobody need to bond out. Nobody got to buy a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? But you did stop crime for the day. You know what I mean? So now what you need to do at that point is, this is not something I can do, but what the city needs to do is actually flip the numbers in my perspective, okay? However many blue and whites we got, we need that many detectives. And we need, like, we got a 20% conviction rate on homicides. Nigga, like, bro, if I gave you an 80% chance at anything, nigga, you would do it. Right? If I was like, hey, I got go in there, holler at that broad, I'm telling you she was looking at, it's 80% chance she gonna go. Nigga, you could be 80%? Oh, them good odds. Right? You gonna do that. So because we look at these shorties like, man, they don't know what they doing. They crazy. They out here killing. They shooting. Nigga, if you had an 80% chance of getting away with some shit, you probably gonna do it because you probably gonna get away with it. So the only way to solve crime is to investigate, right? And detect some shit. So you probably need more detectives than blue and whites, right? But once again, the blue and whites bring in the revenue. They the ones pulling you over, talking about your seatbelt, your tail light, you know, have you got any weapons in the car and all that. They the ones bringing in the revenue every day. So you got to want to actually do this. You got to want to actually change, okay? So that's on the police side. Now, on the street side, all I need is a budget. I just need a budget. I need about 6 old school niggas. About 6 old school niggas, a budget, and I need the police at times to kind of look away. You know what I mean? Just sometimes just look away, okay? Because I'm telling you right now, these shorties, we all know they got some fight in them, all right? They got some fight in them. They are violent at times when they want to be, okay? But what the masses is not looking at, so there are no more leaders on the streets like that. Like, gangs don't have leaders like that anymore like they did, right? So during the 90s, the city systematically locked up all the gang leaders. Like, they took one gang at a time and was like, all right, we starting with the GDs. Boom. All right, we're going to lock the border. We locking all these niggas up, right? Once they got done dismantling that, then it was like, all right, now we going to the vice lords, right? They dismantling, and they actually are leaving everybody else alone pretty much while they focus on dismantling this gang from the head down, right? So they dismantle this gang, they dismantle that gang. So now you got a bunch of people out here who got the fight in them, but got no direction whatsoever, right? Like, so there's nobody, I hate to say it, but the last bit of order that we had in the community, in the black community, was the gangs. Like, it's a fucked up statement, but it is what it is. Like, that was the last bit of order that we had, was the gangs. Now there's no order to that. Now there's no order, right? There's no disarray. There's no, niggas don't even talk about respect. To have none or don't have none. The word don't even get brought up. You know what I mean? So the shorties got fight in them. They can be violent, but they don't know about going to war, though, right? Like, they don't know about old school, like the people that they don't listen to anymore. Like, there was a way that you went about doing things when you did it, right? So, yes, these shorties can be violent, but if you was to just take somebody, they wouldn't know how to react. They'll be stuck. They'll be like, oh my God, you know, they got Daryl, and they really wouldn't know how to what the next move's supposed to be. How do we get Daryl back? Like, they don't know, you know, they got to communicate through this. So you can easily shut them down because, believe it or not, the streets in Chicago will settle themselves. The problem is we don't have the type of time for that to happen. Like, waiting on the next Larry Hoover or the next Jeff Fort, somebody who so charismatic, got the words, got the game, and violent enough to make everybody fall in line. Like, look, you either gonna get down or lay down type. Like, no, we ain't got that type of time, bro. I'm trying to see my kids grow up, man. Ain't nobody got the next however many years waiting on the next Jeff. You understand what I'm saying? But I bet y'all could fix the violence in the city of Chicago. So, with that being said, I'm Tony T. This was Tony T Reports. You do what you feel.